Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Dorr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, and I've got Linda Grindel in the house.
Hola.
I want to tell everybody belated Merry Christmas. Linda and I were going to do a show yesterday, but I didn't get back until we had a flight delay. So we didn't get back until almost 8 a.m. yesterday morning after flying all night. And we were just so tired. We're just
And he's lucky to get home because there's so many people out there still stuck.
Well, on the way in Colorado, there was a baggage problem and we were delayed 2.5 hours on the tarmac on the airplane. And then on the way back from San Francisco, we were delayed 2.5 hours because they were waiting for extra flight crew to come in from another flight that was delayed. So one little thing just creates this whole domino effect.
Right.
But we're safe. The weather in Hawaii was like 75. It rained one day. And well, 1.5 days. And I did something very Hawaiian. I went to the ocean and I pule'd. Pule means to chant or to pray. And I asked the clouds to just please move over and let us have a nice time. And they did. It got clear. So yay.
Cool. Cool.
Very Hawaiian. And
Any good food?
Oh my God.
You know, for me, it's all about what did you eat?
Oh my goodness. Well, a lot of local stuff. You know, they like the sticky rice. I love sticky rice.
Yeah.
And one morning for breakfast, I had to have spam and eggs because that is so Hawaiian.
Okay.
It sounds terrible, but when you go to the grocery store, there's like the spam museum. There's just the whole aisle is spam of everything kind of spam you can imagine.
Yeah, I can't do spam.
Well, the way it caught on in Hawaii is because during World War II, the American GIs had canned ham. It was like spam, which really stands for spiced ham. And it didn't go bad. And so, you know, things go bad easily in Hawaii, and it was cheap. So the Hawaiians took it and made all kinds of wonderful stuff out of it. So,
so was it good, your spam and eggs?
Oh, it was amazing.
I like linguiça.
Yeah, that's good.
Linguiça and eggs, not spicy linguiça.
And then the fresh papaya and the fresh mangoes, and I cut all those up. And thanks to my friend Jade, Wai'ale'ale. Her friend grabbed this one. I called Jade. Jade is the MC for one of the luau's over at the Sheraton in Poipu, and that's the only outdoor luau left. The rest of them have come inside. But anyway, her friend Lahaina got us in on Monday night because they had canceled outside, brought inside, but it cleared up and it went back out. Jade said, "I can't believe it." I said, "Jade, I pule'd," and she goes, "Vet did it." So Lahaina, thank you so much for getting us in. So it was a wonderful time.
That's great. And so your Christmas day was traveling.
Our Christmas day, we got home Christmas Day at like 8 o'clock here in the morning, yesterday morning. And then we were so tired. Debbie kept the dog and she works in my office, and she was so kind. She made a big thing of lasagna. So she brought the dog home and she made lasagna. So for Christmas Day, Gary and I had lasagna because everything was
good. Yeah.
But we slept most of the day. We were so tired. That's why I didn't do the show yesterday. I was just exhausted.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been any good.
Yep.
And let me tell you, my sister, I got a prime rib, you guys.
Oh, you got to hear this story.
I watched Paula Deen's. Let me tell you something. Paula Deen's guaranteed recipe, don't matter how big the prime is, when you order your prime, and they're expensive, she said, if you like your prime rib, she does medium rare. But if you like it well done, she said, get you a chuck roast, which is the truth. So she said, get I got 4 ribs, get those cut off at the butcher, and then have them tie it back on, which is exactly what I did. And then I cooked it at 375. And what I did, I used to cook prime ribs and they never turned out like this. I used to put kosher salt, butter, and all that. No butter, just Paula Deen's. What's the name of it? Something salt.
If it's her house seasoning. It's got she calls it silly salt.
Salt. And I poured that all over the prime rib, rubbed it in, cooked it at 375 for an hour, and then turn it off. And you don't dare open that door. Don't open the oven door. And then my sister got here, so I put it back up to 375 and I cooked it 45 minutes. And then we took it out, let it set for a minute. It was like butter. It was like butter.
Wow.
It was perfect. And it wasn't that I've cooked it where it's too rare.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
And that silly salt makes it so good.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe how good it was. In fact, last night I went on Amazon and ordered 2 more bottles just so I have plenty.
Brought some back. I didn't have room in my suitcase. I brought some back from Savannah. So
Oh God, it was wonderful.
I got some great ghost shots in Savannah, by the way.
Oh, good. You have to show it to us. And
Yeah.
also, I want to thank Jennifer. I've been meaning to share this, and I'm going to sit down with Mel. We'll probably bring it when we get over to Chicago. But join Linda G on her wild ride, and it's a game.
Wow.
And it's got rules, and it's got a play board. Look at even Sterling Sunday is on there.
Wow.
There is it. Sterling Sunday. Linda G, Comanche Psychic. She's got Mel. She's got Gerard Butler and myself. And it's just, oh my God, there's Mel Monday.
Oh, cool.
Mel Monday. Relaxing in Sedona, stand-up comedian. So yeah, and she's got the dogs on there. And look, she even made a Mel piece and a Linda piece.
Those are so cool.
Thank you, Jennifer. How creative is that?
Very creative. I feel honored. I got my name on a game board.
I just had it. And we also wanted to thank our friend Mark
Yes, thank you.
Rhodes. He
Mark-
sent you a box.
Mark, I got home and on my counter there was a big box and I opened it and there was the chocolate from Timothy Adams. It's the best.
It's like butter.
Oh my God.
When I first sent it to you, you hid it from your husband.
I did because he ate it all. And then I met Mark Rhodes through Linda, and Mark is going to put something together maybe for us in San Francisco.
Yeah, we're going to do a little Zoom link and we'll kind of try to pick a day and get things sorted.
So-
Well, you know, Saturday's my last paid reading day.
Wow.
And then I'm working on the book. I'm getting myself sorted.
And then YouTube.
And I'll still do YouTube, of course.
Of course. Well, thank you, Mark Rhodes, for the
Thank you, Mark.
I
Thank you
didn't-
to all you guys. I got so many Merry Christmas emails.
Me too. Thank you.
And I try to get back to everybody because it's so kind.
Well, I was gone. I couldn't answer them all, but it's, you know, it's Merry Christmas. Happy
Merry
holidays. I know it's a day late, but you can see that we got snow behind me.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm doing it from here. You know, we left Hawaii and the temperature was 75. We got here and the temperature was 7.
So listen, it's no joke. And we need to say a major prayer for all the people that have died in this storm. People are being found dead on the sidewalks and in their cars.
Well, when people ask about climate change, this is a harbinger of things yet to come unless we get on the ball and start doing something about climate change. It's sad. Western New York State got really hit hard.
Yeah.
4 feet of snow. People were dying. It was like, so let's all take a moment to send healing energy.
And send nothing but well-being and ask for mercy with the weather. And also Japan had a bunch of people die. They had so much snow.
How's our friend Kristen Langston from Third Eye Champagne?
Oh God, that poor child. She finally, you got to look at her. She did a live last week. Just look at Third Eye Champagne. And oh my God, that poor girl is like Auschwitz skinny.
Wow. Well, she's alive.
Is so lucky that she made it. She basically what she had was a ruptured appendix and she was septic.
So she had peritonitis.
But our event that we did, plus when people gave to her YouTube, she got probably over 1,700 for YouTube because I still had friends writing me, what's her link? And on another, I think 1,700 on YouTube, and then I think 2,300 on our event.
Wow. Good.
So she ended up with nearly $4,000.
Yay. Thanks to
She
everybody.
says she doesn't have to worry now.
Thanks to everybody who chipped in. That was so kind. And so kind.
Isn't that kind?
It was kind of you to do it. It was really, and that's what our community is all about. When things get hard, we step in. So,
Right, right.
all righty. Are we ready to get started?
Yes, yes. I hope I'm okay. I feel a little rinky dink, a little, that post-holiday chillax.
I got the post-Hawaiian syndrome.
Did you buy much while you were there?
You know what? I only took this much carry-on. I checked it in, but only, like how much I bring to Sedona. That's how much I brought to Hawaii. I brought 3 Aloha shirts, 4 pairs of shorts, and I bought some t-shirts, but I didn't have a lot of room in my suitcase to bring stuff back. And I do that on purpose because otherwise I'll overpack.
Yeah, I always overpack. So, thank you, Jenny. She got me this buffalo ornament.
Oh, cool.
I'll tell you, everybody it was just unbelievable. Okay, so now let's start.
Let's start. Okay, Denise Brown says, hi, Linda and Mel. Hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, Denise. Can you look and see if the Democrats will get the House back and keep the Senate? They say the Senate map is very bad for the Democrats in 2024. They said the same thing about the past elections, and we kept the Senate. And my feeling is we'll keep the Senate in 2024 and retake the House.
Right now, Biden is deciding whether or not he will run again. He'll be 82 when this part ends.
I think they'll put somebody else up there.
You do?
I think. I could be wrong, but I wish they would put that governor up from Maryland. He's amazing.
I know you talk about him all the time. I think somebody like, though, the one from California could win. But he said he's not going to run, Governor Newsom.
But it's got to be somebody who's dynamic, who's got the personality of a Barack Obama, who can get people energized. And I think the Democrats will pick someone like that if Biden decides not to run.
Yeah. Well, his vice president will be running.
I don't know if Kamala could win it or not. Right now, anyway. I don't know if she's ready.
Her numbers are better than anybody else's. So we'll see.
My jury's out on that. I'll have to think about it and let you know.
Well, she's a strong Black woman.
I love her. Don't get me wrong. I think she's amazing. I mean, I'm all about Kamala, but I just don't know if they need somebody, male or female, I don't care, who's really, really dynamic. I mean, I'm talking about Barack Obama dynamic. That's what the party needs, At some point, I do see a female Black president. Absolutely. And I don't know if it's Stacey Abrams or Kamala. I can't make up my mind.
Right.
But at some point, we'll have a gay president.
Yeah. You think it'll be Pete Buttigieg?
I do, actually.
He's such a sweetheart.
Anyway. So,
okay, what's her question?
So the question is, can we look and see if the Democrats will get the House back and keep the Senate? She said they say the Senate map is very bad for the Democrats in 2024. And, they said the same thing for this past election, and we kept the Senate and almost kept the House. So my feeling is, my guides show me that we'll take over the House in 2024 and keep the Senate. I don't know what you see, Linda, but that's what I pick up. Are you getting anything on it, Linda?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It'll be close, though. It'll still be close. I think they'll keep it because God is watching.
Well, I probably think, the Republicans are going to split a little bit. And I see Republicans reaching across the aisle in the House to work with the Democrats.
That's what I see, too. And did you hear what McCartney said? The 9 Democrats that voted for this current bill, this big money bill, that he was going to make sure that any bill they present won't go through.
It's terrible.
He's going to punish them, but he has to be speaker to even punish them. So I don't know what the hell he's thinking.
Well, people are going to get tired of that. I mean, that's not democracy. That's totalitarianism. And that's punishing people that disagree. That's not what democracy is about. So, Trump is not making much noise now because he thinks he's got the House and he can have them do his bidding. That's going to backfire big time. That's what my guy
he's talking trash about the DOJ and about that our guy, the new guy, what's his name? Jack Smith.
Well, Jack Smith is not going to be afraid of that. Jack
Oh.
Smith is not afraid of Donald Trump. Didn't you tell me, Linda, before we started that I didn't watch the House final stuff on Monday because I was in Hawaii? But didn't you say that that's why we didn't do a show is because
Right.
we wanted to watch the House stuff? But didn't you say that they turned over 4 charges to the DOJ against Trump or something?
Against Trump.
Well, my feeling is those will stick. My guides tell me that. So, all right. Diana Cornelius wants to know, will they ever get rid of lobbyists and dark money? She said, I hope your holiday was awesome. Well, I hope yours was too, Diana.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. I think I prophesized this before. Every single president, including Obama and Clinton, they all promised they would get rid of these special interest people, you know, like snakes in the White House. They always say it and they never get rid of them.
Well,
These people just throw money at them.
Right. Because when they're elected, they're getting money thrown at them, is absolutely right. But I do see what's going to happen. A lot of investigations into this dark money and legislation coming out to say that they can't use dark money to buy elections any longer.
Right.
And there's also going to be investigations into dark money funding the Supreme Court. People like Kavanaugh, because somebody came out and spoke against Kavanaugh, like that there was some ultra-right religious organization that wanted Roe v. Wade overturned, and a couple justices agreed to do that. But in addition to that, that ultra-religious party had to agree to other things they wanted to overturn. So the Supreme Court's decision was already made with some of those justices about Roe v. Wade. So I see legislation coming out to stop that sort of shenanigans.
Well, also, I think Senator Sheldon Whitehouse did a terrific job of showing the back street. Why did Kavanaugh get all that money, all his bills paid? Who's paying who? That stuff's being brought out in the open.
That should be illegal. All right. Laura, I can't pronounce her last name, Divari. Okay. Happy holidays, Mel and Linda. Is Congressman Santos going to be thrown out of Congress and a Democrat go in? I don't see that.
Which one's Santos? Is he the one that lied about everything?
I think to get them out, they have to impeach them, and I don't know how that works. So they can't just throw them out. They have to go through impeachment. To my knowledge, I don't know. Then she says, well, Mnuchin be indicted for not allowing Trump's taxes to be audited and the PPP loan mess, and he magically got $1 billion. She's talking about Mnuchin.
That'll come up, but it's years away. Right now, they're working on some other stuff.
Oh, I see Mnuchin under indictment. I just don't know for what, but it's going to be a while off. You're right.
Yeah, and also that IRS guy's in big trouble.
Oh yeah, that's going to be.
He was supposed to. They're supposed to do that, and he did it as a favor. Do me a favor, though.
Well, if they can prove that he got some payola indirectly, then it's going to be big, and I think they're working on that already. That's what my guys tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, Carol Lamb. George Santos, newly elected representative congressman in New York, has been found to have lied about everything on his resume. Letitia James is reportedly opening an investigation. My question is, will laws be passed that anyone running for a seat in government be vetted thoroughly so that these nefarious individuals are eliminated before they can get a foothold? I see legislation coming to say that they have to disclose stuff. And if they lie, then they're lying to whomever, Congress or whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess my question is it illegal to lie? If you lie to Congress, it is. Yeah. And if he lied to Congress, that's not good. If he just lied to the public to win, well, you know what? Join him and all the other politicians. I mean, look how many lies Trump has told.
Right, exactly.
So I'm not necessarily so sure he did anything criminal, but I see the investigations bringing up some huge question marks. And at some point, I see Santos resigning.
Okay.
That's what I see.
Now, but is Santos the one that lied about everything?
George Santos.
Yeah. I think he's the one that he said his family was from the Holocaust, which is a lie, that he worked for this place and that place, which is a lot. He's as bad as the guy that was running against the Reverend
Oh, Herschel
Walker.
Walker.
He just lies. Everything he said, they've looked up and nothing.
Well, I do see a lot more honesty coming in politics, and to date, that's been rather an oxymoron. That's like a jumbo shrimp. Do they really?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Patricia Jornland wants to know, do you see Medicare eligibility dropping below age 65 anytime soon? I don't think so.
What's below 65?
Medicare eligibility dropping
they're
below
not gonna
age
drop
65. I don't think so. I do see more money coming for Social Security, but and better benefits under Medicare, but I don't see them lowering the limit right away.
Right, no.
Okay. All right, there's a non-political question here, so I'll skip that one. Okay.
Okay.
We'll do when we go live, we'll do some live questions. Okay. All right, give me a second. Okay. Hi Mel, hi Linda. Merry Christmas to you, Gary, and to our girl Linda. Bodacious tatas.
Merry Christmas to you, Gary. Who's Gary?
My husband.
Oh,
Merry Christmas to you, Gary.
there. Okay, cool.
It's my boyfriend.
He's your boy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably wishes. All right. A few weeks ago, a Russian cargo ship docked in Cape Town, South Africa at night, and over the next 2 nights, stuff was being loaded and offloaded off the ship. The government refuses to say what was going on. Most South Africans are passionately against Putin and his disgusting war in Ukraine and want to know what Russia was delivering or picking up. The deeply corrupt South African government is in Putin's pocket. I never knew that. Nobody wants to give Putin anything that would aid him in this war.
And they were aiding him.
They were.
I didn't feel food was given.
It was food and clothing and supplies, not so much military, but other things. Yeah. And that's gonna, you know what, that's gonna come out.
Yeah.
And I think the US might even sanction South Africa for that.
Good. Good.
Okay. Nice question, KBG, she says, instead of KGB, KBG. All right. Laurie Surihane asks, or says, Merry Christmas, Mel and Linda. What is happening with COVID in China? Should we be concerned about new variants? I'm not concerned about.
No, my son told me they got the worst vaccine. And we offered to give them ours and they didn't take it.
No.
And so people are dying. They're trying to get body bags and everything, but China's reporting 0 deaths.
Well,
they're lying about it.
They're lying about that. But I had that other virus going around right before Christmas. I can't think of the name of it. It wasn't COVID and it wasn't flu. It was that other one. It just makes you
see something.
Yeah.
CSV or whatever.
Whatever it is. It just like
CVS.
Yeah, right. It made me cough and my sinuses and all that. But anyway. All right. Dog Mama. Oh, I like that. Dog Mama. Aloha, Mel and Linda. Great to see the two of you again. Yes. It has been said by another renowned astrologer psychic that March 2023 could be another major COVID pandemic that can shut cities down. I don't see that.
Well, there's another one. I don't see cities getting shut again. I don't see Armageddon.
I don't either.
I could be wrong, but I don't see it.
She says things are really bad in China right now. Will it make its way to America? It probably will.
But we're vaccinated.
We're vaccinated.
Better vaccines.
I think the people that are not vaxxed are the ones that need to worry.
Yeah.
Okay. A bird song. I like that. A bird song. She says, welcome back. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All right. Will news organizations be held responsible for not vetting public office candidates like Santos? They dropped the ball big time. I think they're going to be held responsible. My guides tell me about what they report.
Okay. Yeah.
And if they report lies and they know that they're lying, then they're going to be held liable for slander and inflammatory behavior. So
Right. And this Santos lied about his application to run for office. He should be taken down.
Well, that might get him indicted. That could do
Yeah.
it. But remember, I think they have to be impeached. I don't know how that happens.
I don't know if you lie, though.
I don't know.
If he lied about his qualifications, it might be the people take up a petition and get him out.
Yeah, but you're going to have a lot. I don't know how it works. I just don't know the legality.
Oh, they've tried to get our governor out. I don't know how many times.
But
They always get enough signatures, but they always lose.
but he will be under investigation, and there's
Yes.
things he did that was indictable. I don't know if
Absolutely, yes.
lying on an application to run might be indictable. I just don't know. Okay, but I do see him in trouble. Okay. Peace on Earth. Oh, I like that. Merry Christmas, Mel and Linda. My
Thank
question is, what is behind Macron of France U-turn over Venezuelan dictator Maduro? They ran into each other during the climate summit in Egypt, and Macron was cordial toward the dictator. Later, we found out Putin escape route could be Venezuela. What is going on? I find it extremely suspicious.
Putin what?
That Putin's escape route could be his escape route could be through Venezuela.
Oh,
I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard it.
I don't know. But didn't Biden cut a deal with Venezuela to get oil cheaper here, I think?
I think he did.
Okay. So, I don't like Maduro, but on the same token, I think Macron was maybe cordial to him because of oil, and Macron
knew what they
knew
needed.
what they needed. So I think it's more like that. I don't think it had anything to do with Putin.
Hey, even if I don't like the ice cream man that runs the ice cream truck, I'm nice to him.
Right, exactly, because he's got the ice cream and you don't. Especially if it's cheaper than the one that you have to walk to like miles away.
Yeah.
Right. Maggie who? Hi guys, how very lucky to have escaped the deep freeze. Yep. So first question, why did you come back? Why did I come back? Why did I come back from Hawaii is because my plane ticket said I had to.
Right. Right. And you have a business.
And I have a business. Second question, if I won the lotto, I'd be like,
well, you'd make sure your dog came with you.
Oh, my dog ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
She's coming with us. Second question. She says, why did you come back from do you think bipartisanship in Congress will make even more progress in 2023? Hopefully putting an end to the radical stupidity that is running amok in parts of Congress. Sorry to use the word stupid, but I couldn't think of a nicer way to put it. Stupid's okay.
Stupid's okay. Stupid is as stupid does.
Exactly. So I guess, she's asking, hold on, that there'll be more people reaching across the aisle. And I see that in the House, and I also see it in the Senate. Not all.
I saw it as clear as day. I was very surprised.
Right. Okay, Skybird, this is a good one, Linda. Is Russia behind the group targeting the power stations that are leaving thousands without power? North Carolina and Washington State. Thanks, and glad your trip was safe. I don't think the Russians are behind it. I don't see that.
Well, did you heard that we had a bunch of places, it's called domestic terrorism in Washington and 2 in Oregon to take the power out for all those families?
Well, I just think, it's kind of like these mass shootings. One person does it and the other person gets the idea. Now, do I think some of them are radicalized? So the ultra-right? Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And they're a member of certain organizations who are now under indictment. But I see my guides tell me they're really going to increase security around those power stations.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, these people that are targeting that stuff is clearly horribly wrong, but they're showing us where our weaknesses are. And guess what? We're going to start shoring up those weaknesses. So
shoring it up in water too.
You got that.
But
Okay.
on Christmas Day,
I know.
Little children. I mean, why would you do that to families?
Because they don't think unless it impacts them.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody did that and their power was cut and it was freezing outside, oh my God.
Yeah,
But did you hear about that family in New York? This is so cool. There was a family traveling, I think
yes,
Korean, and there
a
were 10 of
Korean
them, and they knocked on somebody's door, and the people
to get
opened,
shovels,
I'm sorry,
to get shovels.
to get shovels, and they invited them in and had them stay for a couple days and fed them, and that was
10 people.
10 people. Now that is what the spirit of the holidays and Christmas is all about.
I wonder how they slept, or did they have like a bunch of sleeping bags or something?
Who knew? But at least it was warm.
Yes.
You know, here they'd be, I've got 2 bedrooms or 3. They'd be like sleeping in the basement. They'd be sleeping all over. I don't care. At least they'd have a warm spot.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course, Mel will be cooking her petunias off.
Auntie Mel.
My nephew started that a long time ago. My friend
Oh.
Becky, her son's adopted. He goes, I want to call you Auntie. And I said, you can call me anything you want as long as you do it with respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Human generic. It's been brutally cold down here on the Gulf Coast of Texas. Yes, I've heard. And winter has only just begun. Are we going to face a more brutally cold weather like this before the spring gets here? Unfortunately, yes.
Yes, I saw that. Yep.
And DeSatan, I'm sorry, and not DeSatan, Abbott has done nothing for that.
Oh, and except he did manage to take 50 aliens and take them right to straight in front of Kamala's house in Washington, D.C.
What was that about?
Some people with no shoes even.
Well, what did he do? He just dropped them off
He
there?
just had a bus drop them off right in front of her house.
That should be illegal.
He should be arrested.
That's true. Oh, he's going to be in hot water. He's pushing it. And he's going to even talk about Texas seceding from the Union. I see him under federal indictment, Linda. I really do.
Good, good. Because of this or something else?
Because of this and other things he's pulled. You know, he's like Trump. He thinks he's Teflon, but he's not. And so I actually think he thinks he's running the country.
Right.
All right. So unfortunately, yes, you have more cold weather down there, but you can come to Chicago and knock on my door and I'll feed you. All right. Laura Wright wants to know what will be the big takeaways from Trump's tax returns.
Well, they're already out there. He didn't pay any taxes.
I guess the question is, did he have to? And, you know, did him not paying, did that constitute tax evasion? I think where
Yes.
I think where they're going to get him is that they're going to investigate. The IRS really will investigate. And if they want you, they'll get you to say that he over inflated those properties and then deflated them so he could get the tax write-off. And they can prove that he knowingly did that.
Deliberately.
That is illegal. That's where they're going to get him.
And you know, Melania signed too.
Oh, yeah. They'll go after
Oh,
her.
yeah. You know, that's what took down the mafia was tax evasion.
That's right. Well, you know, with the IRS, you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent.
Yeah, that's true. But there's some people within the IRS that are going to be in trouble.
Oh, yes. At least 5 that I can see.
Yeah. I see big time hearings and yeah.
Okay. New York City is experiencing a mild winter with frequent rains. Will this ever change in the future? Well, the fact that they're having a lot of frequent rains is frightening because that shows how much climate change is affecting things. Look what happened in Eastern New York state, or Western New York state. It was brutal up there.
Yes.
Okay, we've already answered this. You know, about China, its own COVID wave, will it lead to a mutation? Viruses always mutate unless people get vaccinated to protect against them. And so there will be different mutations of COVID. Absolutely.
But I would say if I saw Armageddon, if it was going to be really bad, I'm not seeing that except the people who aren't vaccinated.
Exactly. That's exactly what I see. Carol Kushkin wants to know, will Kushner and Ivanka divorce? I'm not going to answer that. You want
They
to
say they're not getting along at all, but that's hearsay and it's gossip and
right.
I do know that they are keep trying to keep their distance from Trump because he ruined them. Well, they ruined themselves. They were right in the middle of that.
Well, a lot of people ruin themselves by drinking the Trump Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But you've heard of the Midas touch, everything that Midas, touch turned to gold. Well, anybody, Trump's got the poo-poo touch. Anything that Trump touched turned to, SH, you know what?
Right. And he's always the victim.
Always. Well,
Always the victim.
that's part of him being the sociopath. He'll always make himself the victim and the martyr. And my advice to him is get off the cross. We need to wood for the barbecue,
Yeah.
The people in New York needed to stay warm. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right. Oh, I didn't know this. Susie, cat person, yay. A critter lover.
Yeah.
Okay. Greg Abbott pulled another stunt. Oh, shipping migrants to Vice President Kamala Harris's house on Christmas Eve in the bitter cold. That's terrible. How can you put people out to freeze?
I know.
Nazis did that. This is America. I mean, didn't he think it was going to damage his credibility?
Well, he's already ruined.
That is just
ugly and mean. Just ugly and mean.
Beyond ugly and mean, it's just, you're right, it's vile and evil. It's just nasty.
Right.
I feel sorry for those people. I hope that Kamala or somebody brought a food truck.
They have this brother and sister, this cute little Korean. They're Korean, but they speak English very well. So they're probably was born here. And some guy out in San Ramon at the Chick-fil-A was saying, so what nationality are you guys? And they said Korean. And he started talking about them eating dogs and are they this and are they that? And the two of them were actually laughing, probably because they were nervous. Because who is this creep, And he was just vile. And so they posted on Twitter. And so people were saying that he has a right to free speech, not if it interrupts with your liberty. You have a right to go to In-N-Out Burger and enjoy a meal. What is the word they used in the Constitution or something? That man can enjoy liberties. And you have the right not to be poked at. By the way, the police are looking for him. Well, so if it was free speech, the police wouldn't be looking for him.
Freedom of speech doesn't give you the right to harass or to harass, however you pronounce it, to attack others or to threaten them. That is assault.
That's assault.
There's a difference. And, as far as that restaurant you named is concerned, I won't eat there because of their stand on, gay marriage. I know they claim to be religious, but, I had this conversation with my friend Jade Wai'ale Batat in Hawaii. And Jade is, she's a minister. And she's very open to LGBTQ, everything. She said, God made everybody and God loves us all. And if somebody doesn't like somebody else because of who or what they are, then they're in defiance of God. Those are not her exact words, but I'm paraphrasing. And in her church, she holds it in her garage. Her one church said they wanted her to take over the church, but she'd have to change some of the ways that she thought. And she said, absolutely not. In other words, her stance on
that's a church. You can worship God the way we see fit.
Correct. But she was still beholding to them because she said she learned a lot. And I said, Jay, they did you a favor. They got you, that kahu, that minister there got you to start your own church. And she does. And she's just all pure love. And I think that's what being Christian should be all about. And that restaurant whose name you mentioned clearly is not, if they're discriminating against people who are Korean or people who
no, they weren't discriminating. The guy went in the restaurant.
Oh, I see.
They were sitting down for a meal and he started harassing. They didn't appreciate his language.
I got it.
And then the police were called. Yeah, and the word I was going to use is inalienable rights.
Inalienable rights.
All persons are free by nature and are equal in their inherent and inalienable rights. Among those rights are the enjoyment of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I say that includes being able to sit in a public place and enjoy your meal without being harassed.
I agree. But I will still not eat at that restaurant because of
Oh,
the-
yeah. That's how, yeah, me and my son don't eat there either.
Anyway,
I was just glad that they contacted the police.
But everybody has the right to eat where they want. So
Yeah, and also, apparently he harassed somebody else at another restaurant. So he was going around.
that's not freedom of speech.
No, that's not freedom of speech. That's harassment.
Correct. The other thing I want to touch on is mental health in this country. And we really need to start funding mental health to be able to identify like red flags, the people who have mental health issues and get them the treatment they need.
Well, we're starting to do that now, finally.
We need to do so much more, which brings me to a question by Teresa Cohen, which is a very good question. Do your guides have any information on changes to our dysfunctional and profit-driven healthcare system? That's a very good question.
It's really bad. And it won't be maintained for a little while longer. I don't see Biden being able to finish it.
I see at some point universal health care, but not under this administration. It's going to take.
It's when the Gen people grow up. But let me tell you something. Last night, I was doing a prayer. I was really praying for everybody in the Ukraine. These poor families with no heat, the poor children. And then all of a sudden I started getting hits from the higher realm like I do on occasion, And they were telling me, this is a weird thing, and I'll talk about it on my show, but they were telling me, Linda, the United States of America, as ugly as it can be, has some of the most beautiful energies around.
That's true. I agree with that.
And they said the men, the bravest of all, a lot of men have fallen to the wayside because they don't have a focus. They have battled and sacrificed their lives to save that country in all aspects from the beginning, from the Civil War, World War I, World War II. It has been the United States that saved the world. And there is energy, we're, unfortunately, power hungry. But always remember and be in grace for the wonderfulness of the American people. That's what they said to me.
Well, it's true. That is very true. I mean,
and I was like, whoa, I never looked at it that way.
Most of us are very giving and kind and thoughtful and caring. Unfortunately, there's a small portion that Trump played to that were bigoted, hateful, and unfortunately, they seem to get center stage, but they won't keep it long.
No.
But I do see an awakening as well in this country that we have to take care of our people and give them affordable and quality health care. It's
a place to live, a roof over their heads.
And a roof over their heads. Those are human rights. And I see movements starting to make sure that every American has those rights.
A lot of these people act like this is my land and you go. It's like you don't own nothing. That's the one thing the Native Americans always said. We don't own any of this land.
Well, that's how the Hawaiians felt. They didn't own the land. They were one with it. And so they didn't have that whole idea of ownership. And the Native Americans the same way. So I think they had the right idea to a degree.
But it was beautiful what they were showing me last night.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad they
and beauty and how much people in America have helped others always. I mean, I didn't look at the big picture till they showed me last night that America has pretty much, America's got its underhandedness too.
Of course.
But how they have saved liberty.
But I think the good message is that the Christmas message is that family in New York who opened their door to strangers who were asking for shovels.
Korea.
And they were from another country and fed them and took them in. That's what America is about to me anyway.
Right. Not many people would do that for a stranger.
I would.
But they came to the door just asking for
shovels.
For shovels.
Yeah. They weren't asking to be let in, and they were. So
yeah. Okay. I would have said, get out of the cold, because apparently it was hella cold.
I would have.
Here's some good news. Here's some good news. I don't know if you guys can hear that big machine outside, but we're getting ready to have Armageddon rains tonight. I don't know if you know, in California, tonight around 4:30, winds and 3-4 inches of rain. And they're cleaning the streets of all litter and everything so the water can flow freely.
I had predicted, my guides had shown me when people ask about the weather in Northern California, when the drought would end, if they get rains, I said, oh yeah.
Oh, I did. I said that.
You
I
did.
said, don't worry, the drought will be gone next year.
Yep.
We're getting snow, rain, but unfortunately, when it comes so hard.
Do you guys get snow there?
We can in the lower levels.
Wow.
We can. There's a lot of snow. Are you kidding? Up in Tahoe and stuff? Yeah.
Well, that's Tahoe, but by you, lots of rain. I see. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to rain hard.
Okay, so Karen Steinis asked, what earth changes do you see coming? Floods, rain?
Right, and also there was a big avalanche in Austria, and 10 people were missing. And the last word I got is they got all 10 people alive.
I didn't hear that. Wow.
Yeah. That's what I also saw. I kept seeing avalanches or mudslides.
Well, mudslides, yes, and a lot of hurricanes.
I see more earthquakes, significant earthquakes.
A lot of hurricanes coming up through the Gulf and hitting Florida, and all.
When? Oh, for the future?
That's my prediction. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's weird weather, like this bomb that just happened. The cold, they hadn't seen that since 1980 something.
Well, the governor of New York said this is the absolute worst snowstorm that hit Western New York State in the history of the state.
Wow.
I mean, they got 4 feet of snow. Think about that. I'm 5'9". That would be up to here.
I really feel bad for the elderly people, just a couple,
Well, people are helping. They're doing all kinds of neat things.
That's what's so cool.
I mean,
so cool.
maybe I'll think of doing a collection. I'll go live at some point and do a collection for the people and donate the money to the people in Western New York who need it,
Right.
Okay. Lupe Avila wants to know, how crazy will the House be when they take control next month? Well, some of them will be bat poop crazy. I can tell you that right.
Oh, yeah. Now, do you see McCarthy getting in as speaker?
I do, but I don't see him lasting long.
Okay, you said that.
Because he's playing to the Trumplicans, and some of the Republicans who don't like Trump know that McCarthy's in Trump's hip pocket, and they're not going to like that.
Jim Jordan, they're going to have him head of the committee who's going to bring up everything. Remember, he's the one that did Hillary Clinton till the day's gone. He's
gonna make some huge blunders that he's gonna go down in history as the biggest blunderer and goof. I mean, he's not going to go down well in history. He's going to pull some huge blunders.
I love it.
Yeah, buckle up. It'll be a wild ride.
Well, they say that him and McCarthy are really under the eye of Jack Smith, because it looks
they are.
Part of
McCarthy, I'm glad you brought that up, because my guides tell me McCarthy is already being investigated.
He is. He is.
And
but we were hoping for indictments by Christmas, but it doesn't feel that far away. And I really feel, you guys, I really feel that it's going to be more about him stealing records right now than the insurrection. They're going filtering through the insurrection, but the records is slam dunk.
Especially they have some behind the scenes information on what he did with those records. That's going to be a biggie.
Well, that, like I said, and I don't know if I picked this up psychically. I think I did a while ago. And I could see Intel saying, what the hell? I was seeing people in the fields out in Europe saying, we have a mole.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We have a mole, because they're saying some people who were out in the fields as spies were murdered.
Right.
So,
oh, yeah, absolutely, because Trump gave away our secrets or sold them.
So it was Trump that gave those secrets away.
Of course it was.
And Putin bragged. Oh, yeah, I got all the secrets. Putin was bragging about it.
And he's right, he did. Ron Brock wants to know, happy holidays. He says, do we see the war in Ukraine ending anytime soon?
It's going to end. And I think I talked to a woman who's extremely intuitive, but not professionally out there. I really trusted what she said. She felt a year to the date, which was February 22nd, plus 7 weeks. And I'm thinking Putin will be dead and gone by then.
Which will be March.
Once Putin goes, and listen, Dan just sent me from some site that the Russians are making a run for it in the banks. They're getting their money out.
It's bad there. A lot of them want to leave. A lot of them are anti-Putin. A lot of mothers aren't letting their sons go in the draft. It's like, it's really bad. You know, Chicago has a huge population here from the former Soviet Union. A lot of Russians, Ukrainians, people from Belarus, all over. And a lot of people that I know here have relatives in Russia and many in Ukraine. And the people that have relatives in Russia are telling me that their relatives are telling them how bad it is and how much they dislike Putin. So
Wow.
food shortages, you know, women can't even get sanitary napkins. You can't, I mean, there's no food in the stores. It's really bad. And so people are going to start revolting against Putin. And, you know, that's going to then destabilize Lukashenko in Belarus. And I've often said Belarus is going to have almost a civil war where they're going to overturn Lukashenko and put their own democratic president in. So
You've been saying that, yeah.
Putin will be gone, but I don't think it's going to end tomorrow at 2:30. Now, I heard on the news this morning that that Ukraine is trying to take back Crimea, which I've always predicted they'll get it back. And I see Ukraine being whole again. So, yay.
I see, and also they just voted, and the Republicans were furious. They just voted that all the monies that they're getting from the oligarchs, millions and millions and millions of dollars, is going right back to Ukraine to rebuild.
Let me ask you a question. That brought up a good question. So those repubes that were furious about the Russian oligarchs' money going back to Ukraine, were they furious because they were no longer going to get money through dark channels that came indirectly from those oligarchs?
Yep.
That's what
why else? I'd say that's a great idea.
I would too. Yeah, go for it, right?
Let the oligarchs pay for rebuilding Ukraine.
But many Republicans are in favor of the care packages, or in favor of Ukraine as well.
Well, they did, and McCarthy's furious at them.
Well, too bad.
The 9 that voted crossed the table and said, well, yeah, we're going to vote in favor of this. He said they'll never get a bill they want passed. You know what will happen is they're going to get so much pressure from the constituents, is what I'm seeing. Well, I see people writing and say, would you get off that? Let's work on the economy, or let's work on this.
If McCarthy doesn't bring it to the House, okay, and I don't know if he has the power to do that or not, but there's still going to be Republicans there that are against him. And even if he comes up with some frivolous kind of legislation, it'll never get through the Senate. It's not.
That's what, okay, good. Good.
Well, his obstruction.
I felt like a lot of stuff he brings up won't go through.
He's going to be to the House of Representatives what Mitch McConnell was to the Senate. You know, he's going to obstruct everything, and he thinks it's going to work. It will not. It's going to bite him in the butt.
Right.
Now, for a while, it'll look as if he's winning the war. But remember, for a while, it'll look as if he's winning the battle. But remember, he will not win the war. He's really going to make himself look like the stunad that he really is, to use it.
And Mitch McConnell just announced that we got to get a substantial person running for the presidency. And that's why he said Trump is a nothing burger, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Nor is DeSantis or Abbott after what they pulled.
I can't believe what Abbott did. He needs to go to jail for that.
He really should. That was horrible. That was just torture. That's just unfathomable.
Right.
To animals.
There's a lot of good Texans out there that don't want people suffering. They don't appreciate people barefoot, children with nothing on them, but they're light jackets.
You know what my guy just told me?
What?
Just as he has caused those children to suffer is how he will suffer, but 9 times over.
Ooh.
It just came through.
Okay.
You know, karma, you don't get by with stuff like that. I don't wish him harm.
We have a significant death coming up. before
really?
January 1st. I don't know who it is. I just saw it. I saw it all over the newspaper. So-and-so died.
When you said that, I got cold chills up and down. So it's true. I
Yeah.
don't know who it is.
Someone like everybody's like, oh my God, did you see so-and-so die?
All right, we got time for one more from Sweetie Darling Lulu.
I love my sweetie darling Lulu
Me
because I love my Lulu.
Yep. All right. Happy holidays, Linda and Mel. Will special counsel Jack Smith investigate the Secret Service and the NRC and their roles for January the 6th?
Absolutely.
Yes, totally yes.
He's already looking. In fact, I see that Garland has already, don't forget, Biden wouldn't go in. He was like, get rid of the ones who are supposed to protect me because he knew they were Trumpsters.
Absolutely.
He wanted a whole fresh batch of people. And they have been checking out, even people in the military that were part of the insurrection and knew about it.
Wow. Yep.
So.
All right, sweetie darling.
All right, honey. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Happy holidays to my Hawaiian Ohana. Mele
So what are
Kalikimaka.
you doing on New Year's Day?
I'm going to make black-eyed peas and cabbage.
Should we do a little video?
Yes, let's do. Okay, perfect.
You want to do a live again?
Yes, we'll do live.
Okay. All right. I'll set it up for you.
Yeah, because I still
What's a good time on New Year's Day for you?
Whatever time works for you, babe.
Okay.
How about noon my time, 10 your time? Is that okay?
We have plans on New Year's Day.
We have what?
We have plans on New Year's Day.
Oh, what are we doing?
Not New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Okay.
Year's Day.
Okay. What time?
Noonish.
Noonish? Okay. You want to do it maybe in the morning, or you want to do it New Year's Eve, Linda?
New Year's Eve is fine.
Okay, let's do it New Year's Eve.
What's a good time New Year's Eve?
Anytime.
Okay.
I can do it at noon.
I'll text you.
I'm sorry.
I'll text you.
Perfect. All right. Namaste, everybody. Happy holidays.
Namaste.
All righty.